Hey everybody, Mike here. Welcome back to the channel. So, as you saw in the title, today we're going to be talking about tracking sticks. What's a tracking stick? How do you make one? What's it for? How to use it? Alrighty. Now, I'm going to try to stay focused on the stick. It's kind of hard because there's so much to tell about it, but if I kind of wander off, hopefully you forgive me, right? Okay, first of all, what is it? It's a stick. It's about 3 feet long, 120 centimeters, and it basically has 3 elastic bands on it that you can move around. You can use elastic bands. You can use basically any type of marker that you can move, right? So you can make one of these fairly quick. Just get a wooden dowel from your local shop, cut it to length, put a couple of elastic bands on it, and you're good, right? Okay, so that's how you make one. Now, what is it for? Well, let's talk about tracking for a little bit. When we say the word tracking, a lot of people think about hunting. So let's say you're tracking a deer, right? Yes, you can use that stick for that if you like. I'm not sure if a lot of people do that, but you can. But what I'm talking about is mantracking. Now, it's kind of a weird phrase to say it like that, mantracking, because it's not that we're just tracking men, right? For me, there are 3, I would say, main categories. One is in the military, so let's say, behind enemy lines, tracking the enemy and so forth. Second one would be law enforcement. Let's say you are tracking a fugitive. And the third category, and that's kind of where I'm coming from, is search and rescue. Okay? Now, within search and rescue, there are a couple of categories as well. You might have children that got lost. You might have adults that either don't want to be found, let's say they're suicidal, or maybe there's another reason, maybe there's crime involved and whatnot. And then the elderly, where there is possible Alzheimer's, dementia, and they literally got lost, right? Now, in cases like that, it's important that they are found and they are found as quick as possible. And that's where tracking teams come in, and that's where this tracking stick comes in, all right? Now, again, I want to try to stay focused on the stick as much as possible. There's tons and tons of stuff I can tell you about it, but let's focus on that, right? Okay, so you made your stick and you have your elastic bands. Okay. Now, the stick is a measuring device. It helps you to log information. And I'll show you how in a minute. Now, why would you want to log information? Let's say you're tracking a person and you are part of a search team, and there are multiple groups searching for that person, and you found what they call sign, right? And sign is a disturbance of grass, leaves, mud transfer onto leaves, broken twigs, all that kind of stuff, right? And maybe even a footprint. Now, you want to be as detailed as possible in logging everything you find for a couple of reasons. First of all, you can transfer the information to a central command post where people are gathering all the details, working with law enforcement, for example. Second is you will be able to relay that information to the other teams so they know what to exclude and so forth. And, it's for your own benefit as well. So you kind of want to log everything. You're going to be writing down details about the footprint, but more importantly, what you're going to be doing is you're going to be measuring stride, you're going to be measuring the size of the shoes, and you're going to be measuring patterns if you find them, right? Okay, so how do you do that? Well, first thing you want to do if you find a footprint is see if you can see the second footprint. So if you see your right foot, do you see the left foot? Now, once you see those, you have an idea of A, where the person is going, B, how big their stride is, how big the foot is, and so forth. Now, looking at the stick here, with our 3 elastic bands, I'm just going to move this up here and move that one up there. I'm going to put the end of the stick at the top of the toe of the front foot, right? Whatever that may be, left foot or right foot. But the front footprint that I found, I'm going to put that there. I'm going to go all the way back to the back of the shoe, right, of the foot that's behind. And I'll put an illustration up here so you can see what I mean, right? And let's say that this is the stride length, like that. You're going to record that, you're going to write it down, you're going to relay it. Why is that important? Well, is somebody running? Are they in a hurry, right? Are they walking very slowly? Are they trying to backtrack because they don't want to be found? All of these things. So you're going to write that down, right? Okay, so what about the second band? Well, the second band can be used to measure the size of the shoe. Usually people don't walk barefoot, so a shoe size is different than a foot size, all right? Now, let's say the distance between these two is the size of the foot, and let's say it is exactly 30 centimeters or approximately a foot, right? What that information tells you is that this person is approximately 6 feet tall. Now, I say approximately because there's this rule. If you measure that in, let's say, centimeters and you multiply that by 6, you have the approximate height of that person, right? So that can be really helpful. So we got the stride that you can measure with this stick. We got the shoe size you can measure with this stick. Now, let's say you want to measure the heel width, right? You put it on the print, you move these two in, you record that information, and you write it down. So now you got the shoe size, you got the heel size. What else is important? Let's say there's a difference between how men walk and how women walk. Well, usually that is the case. And it has to do with how the pelvic area is constructed and so forth. But in general, men tend to walk like this, so 1 foot out, 1 foot out, like so. Women typically walk more straight and even like this, okay? So what you want to measure, and I'll put an illustration up here, is if you have a central line of direction, how far is the tip of the shoe, right, pointing away from that central line? If somebody has a very distinct walk because only their right foot goes way off to the right, it's a very clear indicator that you're working on tracks or on sign from that specific person, right? So in short, it's a measuring device. It helps you to collect data, it helps you to relay data, and it even helps you to not tip over because it's a great walking stick, right? So short little video from my shed. I will be doing more videos in the future where I show you this in practice. So we're going to actually look at sign in the field and I'll explain how to track it, all right? Thank you guys so much for watching. As this channel is very, very new, I appreciate any comment. Of course, if you liked it and you hit the like button, great. And if you subscribe, even better, right? That's it for me. Thank you guys for watching. See you in the next one.